Our next team is a mixed team from New Westminster and Burnaby North Secondary Schools, Team RecyclerView. They built Medicare, an app for helping diabetics track and manage their lifestyle. It also allows the user to track their symptoms, glucose levels, and exercise so they have a record which they can use when meeting with their health professionals. Team RecyclerView.
Medicare. Giving diabetics the care they deserve.
Medicare is an app we created to help diabetics track and record their daily habits and symptoms.
Diabetes is one of the most common health conditions that affects Canadians of all ages. In 2013 to 2014, statistics from the Government of Canada show that there are approximately 3 million Canadians living with diagnosed diabetes. This makes up roughly 8.1% of Canada's population. Furthermore, close to 200,000 Canadians are newly diagnosed each year, and studies show that this number will only increase in the coming of years. Brian is part of this demographic.
Brian is a diabetic Canadian. He was recently diagnosed with diabetes. While he is still trying to adapt to the effects and symptoms of his condition, he also needs to remember the immense amount of things he needs to keep track of. Often he faces headaches, fatigue, blurred vision, and many other symptoms. As a diabetic, he also faces fears of heart disease, kidney damage, and loss of eyesight, which are common complications associated with long-term diabetes. In order to remain healthy, Brian needs to monitor his diet and exercise levels to achieve and sustain a balanced lifestyle. As well, he must take the correct amount of medications and be on the constant lookout for any signs of need for medical support. This may sound like someone you know and care about, or even yourself. You have always seen their struggle.
So many people suffering, and numerous things to keep track of. Our team took the initiative to find and make a solution. This led to the creation of our app, Medicare, with the ultimate goal of helping diabetics better manage their lifestyle with a calendar, reminders, and a constant record of their symptoms. Medicare will not only help our users, but also the healthcare professionals treating them, by providing professionals the information they need to understand the patterns in their patients' symptoms and state. As constant worry can lead to other unintended health consequences, Medicare works so that users won't have to worry about whether they have taken their medications, blood sugar levels, or about forgetting the occurrences of their symptoms. It guarantees the user better control over their own life and body, leaving them time to focus on the brighter parts of life.
Now, let's see how Brian uses Medicare to navigate his daily life. He receives a reminder to check his glucose levels for the second time today, as his doctor instructed. He goes to input the data from his test into the app. He inputs his meal details for an estimation of whether his glucose levels are safe. Upon returning to the home page, he reviews his recent glucose levels and looks for any changes with the help of a graph as a visual aid. Here, he can also browse through his recent symptoms and exercise activity as well.
Later in the day, Brian experiences a headache. He opens Medicare so he doesn't have to worry about forgetting about it in case it persists. He maneuvers to the Add Symptoms screen, where he inputs the severity of his headache, the type of pain, and its location. Since the headache occurred a few minutes ago, he also adjusts the time, then submits. He can use the calendar view to see how symptoms happen throughout the days. He cycles through the past few days to view his symptoms. Brian then remembers he took an aspirin, which helped relieve the pain. He quickly edits his headache symptom to record that.
What do I have to do tonight? Brian wonders. He opens up Medicare and opens the reminder list. Now he remembers he wanted to start running to be able to participate in next year's Sun Run. After his run, he uses the exercise tracker. He considers his run a low cardio workout with a passive warm-up. He runs for about 15 minutes and estimates that he burned about 120 calories, then clicks submit. Brian goes to sleep peacefully without the stress of potentially forgetting anything important. Because of Medicare, he can shift his energy to his family and goals, knowing that doctors will have a reliable record of his symptoms and activity for his health.
Wow, what a useful app. This would make life easier for those of us with diabetes and other health-related challenges. We have a question now from our judging panel.
Team RecyclerView, your presentation was very unique and it included what appeared to be custom illustrations and animations. That was really good work there. I think the overall brand and look and feel really fit this app well. I know there's a lot of information your app is trying to communicate, medical terms, data, numbers, graphs. I would try to spend some time maybe looking at how you can simplify it to better present it to the user so it's easier to understand. My question is, both Apple and Google have health tracking and data keeping applications seamlessly built into their operating systems. How does Medicare compare and contrast to these services, and why would I use it over something that's already built into my phone?
Yeah, Terrence, I also noticed that I rely on my Fitbit more to help me track my health data instead of using third-party app on the phone. So RecyclerView, how does Medicare compare to built-in services from Google and Apple, and why should someone choose it over those?
So the aim of our app is to have a really simple and easy to use user interface. That was one of our main focuses. And it's also designed to allow the user to not only be able to quickly record information, but also have them let them have the ability to elaborate if they so desire. When compared to those other two apps, we also want to have a variety, a way to keep track of a variety of records, such as their blood sugar levels, exercise symptoms, and our app is also more focused on people who have diabetes instead of like the more general health-related app.
Yeah, exactly. So we built in a lot of features that are unique to diabetic people that you won't see on the regular Apple or Google apps, for example, blood sugar and exercise, and basically their medical intakes and reminders. So it's all built together for the use of the diabetic.
Okay. Bzz, bzz. Oh, my Fitbit's reminding me that I have to stand up again. Don't forget to stand up, Roland. And not just the stand-up updates.
Oh, shucks, Janice, I was just ready to give my Scrum updates. Oh well, we'll do it after the show.